Hello everyone, welcome back. Hope you are doing great. I just want to inform you that you will get your final result in July. After you getting your result, the first thing you need to do is apply for visa. In our today's video, I will show you how to fill up the visa application form for China. So let's get started. First of all, you have to come to this website. I will provide the link of this website in the description box. Here you can see the options of different languages, and on the right hand side you could see the name of continents. From here you need to select the continent according to your location. Now here you can see the name of all countries that are part of the continent. From there you can select your country. As an example, I am selecting Bangladesh. Then you can see there the website of Bangladesh has opened. Here are some guidelines that you should read carefully. Click I already know, and if you want to read more about this topic, click Go to View. Here you can see the name of the consulate you selected. Since I selected Bangladesh, Dhaka is showing here. You should check the consulate section according to your country. Now first you need to create an account for further process. You will see two options here: individual and agency. Since you are applying on your own, you will need to select individual. At first, enter the email address that you want to use to create the account and set a password you will use to sign in later. Now confirm the password again and then click Send Code. Now you need to check your email and a code has been sent there. Copy this code and paste it on the website. Then click I have read and agreed the privacy policy. Now click on Create Account. Your account has been created successfully. Now you need to fill the application form. So click on the application form here. First sign in with your registered email ID and password. Then the page with guideline for filling the visa application form will open here. You can read the instructions from here. Then it will be easy for you to input the information and there will be no problem in filling the form. To complete the application form, click Start filling in the form. Now the main application form has opened and here you have to enter your information. You have to complete total 9 information sections on the left side. First of all, you have to upload your passport size photo. You will upload the photo exactly as per the dimensions given there. Otherwise, the photo requirement will not be completed. You can also edit picture here, such as zoom in, zoom out, rotate, and crop to meet the photo requirement properly. And finally, select the finish as you can see here. Now you need to upload a scanned copy of 2 pages of your passport that contain your information. And this scanned copy must be clear so that there is no problem in visible any of the information. Now first you have to input your family name. You have to enter the name exactly as it is expelled in your passport. In many cases, many people do not have a first name or last name. In that case, you will select not applicable on the right hand side. Input given name here. Also, if you have any other formal name, you can enter it here, but it is not mandatory. If you have a Chinese name, you can also input it here. Remember that all the numbers that have a red asterisk in front of them, you must fill them, otherwise not. For example, 1.1a, 1.1b, those have red asterisk, so you must fill them in. And 1.1c doesn't have a red asterisk, so it will not be a problem if you don't fill it. Here input your date of birth, and it must be according to the passport. According to the Chinese format, first select year, then month, and then date. Here you select your gender, male or female. Then place of birth, the country where you were born, and it must be given according to your passport. Then input the province or state name where you from. Here you write the name of the city where you live. Here select your marital status. Select your current marital status. If the marital status is given as single in the passport, but you got married after getting the passport, then give the marital status as married. Now you will select the country where you are currently located. Enter your national identification number here, which is different from your passport number. If you do not have this number, select not applicable. If you have more than one nationality, you will need to input the information for that country. If not, select no. If you have a permanent resident of other country, you need to input the information for that country. If not, select no. If you previously had a nationality or resident permit from other country, you will need to input the information for that country. Otherwise, select no. Here you have to give the information about the type of passport. For general people, the type of passport is ordinary. And for those who work for government, the type of passport is different, which is according to government job or other positions. As you are a normal people, such as a student, so you have to select ordinary. Here you need to mention your passport number, which you will find on passport information page. Now select the country from which your passport was issued. Then fill it in the place from which was issued. Now select the expiration date according to your passport. You must provide this passport information very carefully and match it with the information page of the passport, because embassy will check your passport and the information mentioned in the form. Now click on that button. Then your information will be saved. Now click on the next button and go to next step. Here you have to select the visa you are applying for. By clicking on this box, you will see a list of all visas you can apply for. Since you are going to study, you have to select X1 or X2 visa. If you are going to study in China more than 180 days, then you have to select X1. Now, what type of passport service do you want to take? Normal delivery or express delivery? Here you can see in the picture that are the service fees for normal delivery and express delivery. If the visa is approved, how long it will take to get the visa and what is the charge. The information you are seeing is for the Chinese embassy in Dhaka. Now you need to select the visa validity of your application. You can write it at least 3 months. For maximum duration of the study of your application, you can choose 365 days, or you can write any number more than 180 because you are applying for X1 visa. Next, your entry type. You need to select single because once you enter China, you will change your visa type. Don't worry about the information you input here, such as visa validity of your application or the maximum duration of stay, because according to your JW or admission notice, embassy can adjust your application form here. Now save and go to next button. Number 3, work information. Here you need to inform about your current occupation. For example, you are a recent graduate, so I selected student here. Work experience. If you have any work experience, include that information here, and if you have no work experience, select not applicable. You can specify it here. Here is an example to help you understand. I am a recent graduate and currently do not have formal work experience. Now save and go to next. Here you have to give your educational details. First, you have to give your highest degree info. You have to give the name of the institution from which you have recently passed. Then you have to mention the degree or diploma you have earned. You have to write the major of the subject you have studied. If you want to provide other educational information, click on the add button and you will see and you will able to include information about other new institutions. Once all your institution information is complete, click on the save button to save all the information and move on to the next button. In this step, you need to provide your family information. First of all, your home address. You can provide your home address as it is given in your passport, or you can provide the information of the place where your current address is. Phone number, which is your current active phone number, and you can be contacted directly. And of course, you must provide your country code before giving the phone number. When providing a phone number, you will need to provide the mobile phone number with country code. Email address is not mandatory, so there is no problem even you do not provide an email address. Family member information. First, you have to give spouse information. For example, my spouse information is here because I gave my marital status as married in personal information. Now you will have to provide your father's information. Fill in your father's name exactly as it is written in your passport and include other information. If your father in China, then give yes, otherwise give no. Fill in your mother's information in the same way. If you have children, input their information. If you do not have any children, select not applicable. If you have any relatives in China, select yes. If there are none, select no. Then save the information by clicking on Save button and click the Next button. Here you need to provide your travel information. First, you need to provide a date on which you will arrive in China. Since registration at universities start from first week of September, select the date at least 1 week or 2 weeks in advance. Also, if the university informs you of the date from which you can register in the university dormitory, select the date accordingly. You can find out the flight number of any airlines online that flies from your country to China. Then input it here. If you check your JW or admission notice, you will find out the name of the city, district, or if you search Google by the name of your university that you will be studying at, you will find the information. You will initially live in the university dormitory, so use the university name here. If you have not purchased your air ticket, you can provide an approximate date, that is 1 to 2 weeks before your university registration. Or if you have already purchased your air ticket, you can provide that date. You will need to provide a feasible date for when you will complete your studies and return to your home country from China. You will find this date on your JW or admission notice. Here again, you have to enter the same departure date. Now you need to enter the flight number of the airlines that flies to your country from the city where you will be studying in China. If you search on Google, you will get the information of the flight numbers of different airlines. From there, choose any of the flight number and write it here. Select the name of the city where your university is located. Here the name of the organization will be your university, or if any teacher in your university's international office has given any information about it, then you will have to input that information. Normally admission notice has this information. You will also get the phone number there. As before, select the city and the province where the university is located. Postcode number is given in the admission notice, or you can get it from Google. In the emergency contact information, you can provide information about any officer of university's international office. You will get their information from the official website of university. Usually, students have to buy a ticket with their own money. In that case, select self. If you have received a scholarship through CSC Type A, your air ticket will be provided by the Chinese government scholarship. So you need to include that information. If you are traveling with someone you know, you can include their information. Or select no if you are traveling alone. This information page will ask about your previous travel history. First, have you ever been to China? If you have ever been to China, select yes, and if you never been to China, select no. Have you ever received a visa to China? If you have, select yes, and if not, select no. Do you have any visas from other countries? If you have been issued a visa from other country, select yes, and select the name of that country. If you have not been issued a visa from other country, select no. Have you visited any other countries in the last 12 months? If you have, select yes and mention the name of that country. Otherwise, select no. In the other information section, you need to be careful and read the question and then select the answer. First, have you ever been refused a Chinese visa or denied entry to China? We think this is your first time, so it should be no. Has your Chinese visa ever been cancelled? If this is your first time to apply for Chinese visa, then select no. Have you ever entered China illegally, overstay, or work illegally in China? This should be no. Do you have any criminal record in China or any other country? Select no. Do you have any serious mental disorder or infectious disease? Select no. You ever visited countries or region in the last 30 days where there is an epidemic? Select no. Do you ever or have you ever been trained to have any special skill in terms of firearms, explosive or nuclear device, or in the field biological or chemical fields? Select no. Are you serving or have you ever served in military? Select no. Have you ever served or participated in any paramilitary organization, civil armed unit, etc.? Select no. Have you ever worked for a professional social charitable organization? No. Is there anything else you want to declare? No. Now save and click on next. You have to select whether you fill this form yourself or someone else fill it. Since you are filling it yourself, select applicant here. The location of the Chinese embassy you are applying to is mentioned here. Then save it and click on next. You have already completed the form filling. In this section, you need to upload the scanned copies of those documents. First of all, if you are not a citizen of Bangladesh and are applying for a visa from Dhaka, Bangladesh to Chinese embassy, you need to upload the Bangladesh entry visa page. All applicants who have received a scholarship must upload a scanned copy of the proof or document of receiving the scholarship. Applicants who will be self-funding for their studies will need to upload a copy of bank statement equivalent to 2,500 US dollar. You need to upload a scanned copy of the admission notice given to you by the university. In this section, you need to upload your JW form. Then click on the next button to check if the information is correct. In the next step, you will have to complete the payment. In this video, I have shown you how to fill up the visa application form for China step by step. If you still have some problems or if you have any question, you can comment us. We'll try to help you. So that's all about today's video. Stay with us and see you in our next episode.